Community. It's the one thing that drives us in life and helps make the world come together. Now, of course, there's millions of different communities everywhere around the world, but I'd like to focus on one in particular. One that is constantly fighting for their voice to be heard and for their rights to be upheld. The LGBT community. Full of life and diversity, the community is often described as having some of the friendliest and accepting people you will ever meet. But what about acceptance of them? What about how they're portrayed in the media? And what about the general public's opinion? Well, I'm here to discuss these topics with some members of my local LGBT community, that being those from the Forth Valley area. So let's see what they have to say. I'm here with my local LGBT youth group to let the members discuss their thoughts and opinions on how we can make the Forth Valley area a more accepting and friendly place for all types of communities. What's your name and how do you identify?
My name is Oliver Robertson and I identify as a transgender teenager.
I'm Quinny Payne and I identify as a non-binary lesbian adult.
I'm Ellis and I am a gay trans man.
My name is Serb. I identify as trans-masculine, asexual, queer.
My name is Andy. I'm a trans man and queer.
How accepting would you say Forth Valley is?
They'll say all they want about being accepting, but I feel like it's just a bunch of words, to be honest.
I wouldn't say they're that accepting. I mean, it really just depends where you go in terms of spaces in the community. But I wouldn't say that throughout my life I've felt really accepted in anywhere.
I'd say it's probably not hugely supportive.
I would not say it's as accepting as it should be.
Some people are very accepting and some people are very not accepting. It's half and half.
What are some struggles of living here?
I can't use my wheelchair anywhere unless I've got like someone to push me around, just because of the paths and stuff around the place.
I would say there's not that much experiences or people understanding of LGBTQ lives as a whole. So I would say that. And also getting to places isn't that easy as a LGBTQ person. Quite
a lot of homophobia that you get even just walking along the street, and so that's quite difficult to deal with.
Being hate crimed, being treated differently.
There's an unfortunate amount of hate crime that happens, and there's also just not a big gay place.
What are some changes you'd like to see happen?
Definitely more work done on pavements, more work done to help people who are disabled, and yeah, just more representation all around.
Definitely more places of inclusion and more people to reach out to if you're having troubles.
I'd like there to be a more focus on being welcoming as a community.
More awareness and acceptance.
Better support for people who are going through stuff. Better action done when people are being hurt.
How would you say the media portrays you as an LGBT person?
I would say poorly, to be honest. There could be a lot more work done to make it more towards actual teenagers rather than people pretending to be teenagers.
Not very well. Well, it depends, because most films or things that I've seen in the media that portray gay or trans people aren't actually played by people who have experience in that. So I would probably say they should do people who either have LGBTQ person in their lives or are LGBTQ themselves.
I see the portrayal is quite negative, especially in the news, but there's definitely been an improvement in recent years in film and TV.
It's very minimal. It's not as much or as often, and sometimes it can be quite not very accurate.
Not much, like at all.
And if you had one message for the LGBT youth living in Forth Valley, what would it be?
Definitely to not hide yourself. Be more outspoken. Don't let anyone hide you away.
Definitely go to Pride. Go hang out with people that are like you and like-minded individuals, and just get yourself out there.
Try and find other LGBTQ people and people who are like you, but also not to hide yourself, because like the more people are exposed to LGBTQ people, the more that they might become accepting.
Probably that your identity is not a big deal. It's what you feel comfortable as. And sometimes that doesn't mean having to know who you are. It just means living as who you are.
There's people like you out there. Yeah.
Have you ever experienced hate for being a member of the community?
Yes, very many times. I got hate crimed outside a McDonald's. Got hate crimed up at the Howgate. Think I got hate crimed again outside the McDonald's, but I'm not sure if it was that one or the Stirling one, maybe. Got hate crimed in Stirling. I think that's all I remember.
I didn't have many peers or like that in high school. I feel like all the queer kids always find themselves in a little group. So everyone had their little groups. There was the queer group, just anyone who was part of the LGBTQ. Yeah.
Personally, ever since I was young, I always thought or felt different from other people, and I think that came across as that there was something wrong with me. So personally, I experienced a lot of hate or bullying when I was younger for being who I was, and that carried on until I'm an adult and still going through that in uni and other spaces when there aren't as many queer people.
Like, obviously I've had people shouting things at me, but it's important to not reward that with a reaction, and to just show compassion to other people and not affect other people in that way, or be accepting to others.
Yes, multiple times. I have watched other LGBT people be punched because of what's happened. The police didn't do anything about it.
So, as we can see, life here in Forth Valley can be challenging for us in the community. In fact, only 38% of the community feel sometimes safe, and 25% feel never safe at all. And it's really not hard to see why. With the rise of political parties such as Reform and Restore being prominent in places like Falkirk, it's clear that life for the people in the LGBT community and other minority groups can be terrifying. But what about the general public? Do they see our issues as much of a deal, or do they lessen them because they can't relate? Let's see what the general public think. I'm here in the Forth Valley College in Stirling to talk to the general public about these issues and what they think. So let's find out. I am here with
Harmony Johnston Brand.
Mia Poloskaite.
Rachel Wilson.
Connor Duff.
Dasha.
William Atkinson.
What would you say is the general acceptance level in Forth Valley?
I think it's generally acceptable here.
I think the general acceptance in Forth Valley is quite high. From my personal experience, I got in quite easy, I suppose, and I studied in this college for like 4 years now in total, which is a lovely campus. So I think the acceptance rate, and it's quite good.
I think it's pretty broad. As a place of education, we like to welcome everybody, and so I think that that's quite the case across the board.
I believe the acceptance level at Forth Valley is from what I can tell, is quite high between race, religion, sexuality, etc. But obviously, I do know there's maybe some folk who don't accept those communities. But again, my personal statement, I believe the acceptance level in the Forth Isle is quite high.
I would say as area in general, it differs from like one area to another. And I feel like maybe some educational spaces are more accepting than just general kind of rural spaces because of the more communities.
Okay.
But yeah, I do feel like it depends on who you like, the environment mostly.
Yeah.
I think it's really good, actually. I think it's very high standard.
How do you view the LGBT community?
I think they're good. I think they're just people at the end of the day, and I don't really have a particular view of them because I think y'all are chill. I think we're chill. I think it's all good.
I personally view it in a positive light. I have a lot of majority of my friends are from the LGBTQ community, and so am I. So I view it quite in a positive way, and the people that I met from that community are the loveliest people that I've ever met.
I think they are part of the whole community. I think it's important that they're represented because they do face barriers, but to me they are part of our whole community, whether that's college or where we live.
I view them in a positive light. I don't have any problems with the community. There's nothing bad I could say about it.
Positively, yeah. I feel like the problem that sometimes people always want to label something in general, and that brings people aside from like, we all like the same people, we all think differently, but at the core of us we don't like, it doesn't matter, like it's all good.
I view them as rather progressive. I think they're really fine for something that they believe in, and they're putting forward a commitment that I think is very admirable.
And what issues do you think those of the community deal with?
All of the issues. I think there's just a lot of hate, misinformation, and I think that people in the LGBTQ community often have it harder just because of the lack of representation and understanding, and especially with the current political hemisphere, I feel like hate is a lot more sellable, so it's kind of become a bigger problem recently.
I think mostly hate comments from other people, a lot of discrimination and hate speech as well. Probably just making fun of them because they're different and not normal based on like the stereotypes as a normal person should be like.
I think a lot of it is around misunderstanding. I think that there are parts of our wider population that think that how people define themselves is silliness, or they are naive to it rather than trying to understand. But I think that those within the LGBT community are really good at advocating for themselves, and so that knowledge and understanding is growing all the time.
I would assume it's probably hate speech, possibly stuff related to like death threats, depending on the type of people that are sending them. Just general hate crime is what I would expect, not expect, but what I would think people in the community would get.
Mostly acceptance and in spaces and feeling safe, because there's still lots of phobia, and I feel like now it's more of in like transphobia in places, and again I don't understand why people feel it as something like, as people need to be scared of other people. I don't feel like it's a healthy habit.
I think they face a lot of unfair criticism. You know, not a lot of backed up evidence. I think a lot of them just get flack for no real reason. It's almost like it's personal. I think that's not fair.
And what do you think we can do to help those in the community?
I think open up more spaces, create more groups, allow there to be, a more active community in, like college and that sort of thing, maybe clubs and that sort of thing.
Probably create more safe spaces for people. Maybe have certain groups or support groups for people in general, so they have a safer space to communicate and also feel safe in a better environment.
Listen. Recognise that every person is a person first, and anything else about them is worth knowing and learning about and being supportive of.
I believe spreading word, positivity, kind of making folk in the community feel strong enough that they can come out and tell folk that they're in this community, making it not such a taboo topic, and just making sure folk feel welcomed and loved.
Again, it's coming to education. Have some, maybe go to I won't say to go to every class, but have some spaces that people can learn and talk to each other and just kind of have different views on the topic, but still be open to conversations.
I think just continue to be in yourselves, but continue opening arms as you do with everyone else.
So, as we can see, LGBT issues in Forth Valley still aren't talked about enough, and yet our community is battling every day to be listened to, heard and understood. And yet, some people, maybe it's no fault of their own, are ignorant to our cries. So what can we do? We must keep channeling LGBT voices, and so our opinions and concerns are still shared. There are also various charities such as LGBTYS and Queer in the Map which heavily rely on donations, and any donations are greatly appreciated. What else can you do? Well, as I said, keep fighting for our rights. The media right now is hounding on us with the likes of the Reform Party and Restore UK, and even some of our previous close allies like the Labour Party are starting to turn over, and it's a very scary time for us in the community. But it's important for us to keep fighting and keep striving for a better future where younger generations and those too fearful to come out can truly express ourselves. It's important to state, we are human just like you. We exist in day-to-day life, and no matter what you do, we will shine through. We are powerful, we exist. Thank you for watching, goodbye.